Hi, this is Terry. I'm the librarian with the Valley Hospice Foundation Grief Library, and I wanted to let you all know about a special stack of books that we've just received in the Grief Library. And they are written by Dr. Alan Wolfelt, and he is a grief counselor, and he's based at the Center for Healing and Life Transition in Colorado. He's a PhD with a long history of grief counseling, and he's written numerous books about grief and bereavement and mourning. So I just wanted to highlight how many of his titles that we now have in his collection. And they're very short titles. They're about 50 pages each. So when you're sort of deep in grief or feeling it really acutely, they're very accessible, page a day. And he writes them in a nice, brief, succinct, but very impactful way. So just the range of emotions that we experience, the anxiety of grief, the guilt of grief, the anger of grief, the vulnerability of grief, because it can be difficult to really authentically mourn and make ourselves vulnerable. We have a book about cherishing. How do I keep on living and still honor and celebrate my person who has died? He also has suggestions for getting out in nature and how can nature help us process our grief, and just how do we go out and now engage with the natural world. He touches on other kinds of topics too. If you're lonely, maybe not in an acute period of mourning, but you're just finding yourself very lonely. How to write sympathy and condolences to people who have lost a loved one. He also recognizes the other losses in our life. It's not just about the death of a person. There are many life events that can cause us a period of mourning, not the least of which is job loss. He has written a larger book about healing after job loss. And again, 100 practical ideas that you can start to put into place in your life. Some deaths are kind of especially tragic, and he also writes about those. So how do you understand your grief after a drug overdose death? It's a very unique situation and causes a lot of pain. Some deaths are very violent and unexpected, grief after homicide. And how do you survive all of that? How do you mourn it? How do you even reconcile that this has happened? Another really difficult topic is understanding your suicide grief. Essential touchstones for finding sort of hope and healing in that situation. Much thicker book, this one, but a worthwhile read if this is a situation that's happened in your life. If you're a parent who has lost a child, a title, Healing a Parent's Grieving Heart. And what about you? You as a caregiver, whether personally or professionally, how do you care for yourself? And it's called Companioning You, and I like that concept. These are just the new titles that we have. We have lots of other Alan Wolfelt titles in our collection, and next we'll show you how to find those in our catalog. Have a great day. From our website, valleyhospice.ca/library, browse the collection. You'll get a little welcome notice. It tells you how to contact us by email. And now just search for Wolfelt, WOLFELT. Hit enter, and you will see the list of books that we have written by Dr. Wolfelt. Each book will have a description which will help you decide if it's one that you are interested in. We'll show you the number of copies that we have in the library, whether they are out, and whether there are existing holds. Once you've looked through them and found the titles that you're interested in, just reach out to the Grief Library by email or by phone, and we will be happy to send these out to you.